up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Main man, Juggernaut, multi-platinum production team, Arkatech Beatz. Welcome to the Music Review live stream series. First time here, welcome. Make sure you like, commenting, and subscribing. Victor, thank you for your super chat. Shout out to everybody jumping into the live. Music Review is brought to you by Sound Surge tonight. Sound Surge is the new music discovery platform for independent artists and producers. Make sure you're submitting your music there, man, so you can get discovered and supported by independent artists like yourself, producers like yourself. Chocolate Boy Swagger, what up? Shout out to my folks on YouTube. Shout out to my folks on TikTok, Twitch, everything in between. We've had over 1,900 total submissions for our music review series. Gonna listen to a few joints tonight. A lot of boxing going on tonight. You know, I gotta watch my Rolly Teofimo and I think Grand risking them guys on tonight as well. Shout out to everybody jumping into the live. You know, I'll listen to a few tunes tonight. You know what I'm saying? Get on and get off. If you haven't already joined our Future Producer Society, make sure you're jumping into our school community. This is where we're teaching the music business. Stone Cold, what up? Long time no see. Shout out everybody jumping into the live. Shout out to everybody jumping into the live stream tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a Saturday night. It's pretty late, you know. Me running around with the family today, trying to get on this live stream before the real boxing starts to take place, probably within the next hour or so. Got a few things out there. Folks is jumping into the boxing arena, doing a couple of things. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to just make sure that we're just listening to a couple of tunes for tonight. You know what I'm saying? Oh man. Oh man, my condolences to you, man, Richie. It says, have I ever checked out Prof? I don't know who that is. If you want to submit it through so I can listen to it. Condolences, man, to you, Richie, man. You know what I'm saying? The loss of a sibling, man, is one of the worst, man. And I totally understand it, man. You know what I'm saying? I've gone through it myself. So it's a tough thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Prayers with you and your family, man. Condolences, man. Shout out to everybody jumping into the live, man. You know what I'm saying? We're about to just start listening to a couple of joints real quick. If it's your first time here, make sure you like, commenting, and subscribing on this joint. You know what I'm saying? If you're not familiar with us as Arkatech Beatz, we're multi-platinum producers. We're, basically been in this business for over 20 years, working with some of the best artists of the generation. Big Pun, Nas, Prodigy of Mobb Deep. I don't know if you guys remember, they said they just voted Shook Ones the best rap beat of all time. I'm like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, that's just crazy to know that, you know what I'm saying? And for us to be able to have that legacy of being able to work with the great Prodigy of Mobb Deep, man. Rest in peace to him. Shout out to Havoc. You know what I'm saying? For those who may not know, fun fact, man. Like, Mike D got his Mike D. For my cousin, Mike D was when he started to intern at Loud, he was interning in the mail room, and we used to make these beat tapes called. We used to call these beat tapes. We used to call them bash music, and he actually used to play them for Havoc of Mobb Deep, man. It was Havoc's cosign, man, that helped to get him promoted to an A&R, man. So shout out to Havoc and Scott Free, man. These guys actually were able to listen to the music and get my cousin promoted in that label, and that started our journey really to kind of cut through. Cool fact, Mike D is also an A&R assistant on that Hell on Earth album for Mobb Deep, if you're not familiar with that. So shout out to Havoc, man, and all those guys over there Loud. You know what I'm saying? But again, for those who are jumping into our live stream, man, who are not familiar with the process here, we are trying to look for new artists, new producers. We're no, not EPMD. That's a little bit before them. But we're looking for new artists, new producers. Just people who are looking to really grow their music situation. And I'm listening to the music, and I'm listening for song structure, particularly. I'm listening for lyrics. I'm listening for melody. Listening for cadence. Listening for breath control, rap control, lyrics. If you're singing a record, I'm listening for breath control. Listening to how you're saying on tune and pitch and thing like that. Big Chris, what's up, man? And really what we're trying to establish in this live stream series, man, is we're trying to get folks to kind of really understand what it is will take their music to different levels, right? That's the first thing. But on the next side of it, we're also trying to help folks with their music business, help folks to understand their music business, to understand, different strategies as it relates to their music business, right? How are we exploiting our songs? What are the strategies that we can use to make sure that we can position ourselves to be discovered and found? Like, these are different things that we're trying to work with. And not everybody's really privy to these things. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to take real-time experience, right? Things that we're doing in real time. And we're trying to make that do what it needs to do. Is that he's grimy? I don't know what that means, man. You know what I'm saying? If grimy means like, I'm not sure what that means. But, our production has... I don't think it's really about me liking it, right? It's more about me making sure it's technically sound, right? So I don't really listen for music to say if I like it or not. I listen for music and I listen for artists who are basically, that are examples of good music in terms of like, commercial viability, seeing if there's an audience for those type of things. Just because I may not personally like a record, it does not mean that it does not sell. It does not mean that it does not have a place in the marketplace. You know what I'm saying? So we have to make that clear delineation. And I think what we want to kind of stop doing, especially in the review process isn't really a contest, at least not here. I'm not doing a contest. I'm not doing anything like that. And if I was to do any contests, it would probably be like user voted generated. I wouldn't really want to create a situation where, I would be choosing this and that. I would think it would be up to the listeners to kind of choose the winners. You follow? But for me, what I'm doing here is more along the lines, it's definitely more on the lines of me listening to stuff for, to see how it's sounding, technically, so good mixes, so I'm listening for that type of stuff, good mixing, listening for melodies, listening for cadence, listening for originality, listening for, those type of things. And it spans beyond rap and everything else, right? So shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. We're going to go into this first joint called Damn by Suku. Let's take a listen to it. I would like to hear probably one more instrument on that, dog. Right, Chris? Am I tripping? Like that hook had a really good kind of like a lead on top of that. But I'd probably like to hear one more instrument on it, or maybe one or two more instruments, maybe a pad, maybe a string, something like that. That kind of gives us that little bit of segmentation from the rest of the verse and the rest of the hook. Rest of the verse rather. Like it was kind of right there. You know what I'm saying? So it just kind of needs something to kind of give us a little bit more brightness. You follow on the hook, right? So that we can say, okay, this is the hook right here. This is something else to kind of support what's going on, just to kind of break it out a little bit more. I would have liked him to start the record with a 4-bar intro and then go into the hook with it, and then go back into that and But I feel like the instrumentation is pretty decent there. The drums are pretty decent. I feel like it's picked the right sounds. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I think he kind of understands how to get that groove going. Simple as more. It's not crazy. You know what I'm saying? I think it has definitely has the. I feel like it has the core to a great start, man. But thank you for submitting that, man. That's Damn by Suku. Make sure y'all are checking that out. You know what I'm saying? Check out his socials on there. Shout out to everybody jumping into the live. This is Classified Records, Wise Man. So check the Instagram. Where is it being submitted from? Is it being submitted from? Okay, it's being submitted from Instagram. Shout out to the folks at Classified Records. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all. Make sure we're gonna take a listen to this by Wise Man. This record is called Wise Man by Classified Records.
Wise man, claim he know nothing. I don't owe nobody nothing. Crank gon' end all discussions. In the field, these bullets too ain't touch them. Then who lit that fire up under? Locks up on the fridge. I thought we was kin. Lesson learned, my dudes can do that shit, anybody can switch. High crank on accident, I ain't even write a lick. On my shit OG, ain't no remixing another nigga shit. Fuck who you think you is, ain't no question there. Too much motion, his presence felt everywhere. Cap ain't talking fitted, institution at the youth. Now my life really crazy, and that foreign whip tinted. Drilling shit overseas, but want no dentist. Long live Yahshua, caught my first Jesus piece up in Linux. Inhaling smoke, we got plenty. Tryna pull up in that Aston Martin with a free coat sipping Remy. Patient anyway, I'ma make it through the door. Ego pushed out, but I can't go to sleep. Knowing I got hold. 2 to 3, knowing we hold those. One shot, knock off his froze. Told him don't reach, I can't go for none. Treat the situation like this gas. I be real blunt, it ain't nothing new under the sun. Keep this ride, I got my own wave. I already won. Before I knew about music, I was steady towing drums. You hold me down while I'm cheating, that's how I'm gonna know that you the one. My dudes did me dirty, so I got a shortage of trust. Y'all bitches whores or what? Every move gon' make us some. I got PTSD, still keep my fire with me. On some Jason Bourne shit, only time I get down on one knee. Kiss shit full circle, y'all niggas be copping please. It heal my mental, prescribed a lot of trees. Living out a lot of dreams. Masked up like Michael Myers on Halloween. Off the strength, I ain't had to sell that bitch a dream. All these hooks straight, greatness like Kareem.
Shout out Classified Records. This joint was called Wise Man. Yo, this is a dope track that you selected here. Um, so I like the way that she's actually lyrically the way that he's spitting. I like the way that his voice tone is. My probably my issue is you're slightly behind the beat, right? In terms of like just your rhythmic cadence, right? Like it's not on the beat. It sounds like you're kind of rapping a little bit before the beat. I'm not sure if there's a delay in your headphones when you're listening to what you're listening to. So, like for us now, it's for us as the guys that work with the top guys in this game, right? What I'm hearing is I'm hearing like you sound like you're a little bit before the beat, and we have to make sure that in order for you to really stand out as a lyricist, and one of the things that's going to lose people, like people of our caliber, right? So say for example now you're in a situation where you're ready to start working with different producers in different types of levels, right? And you're saying, all right, you know what? I want to start working with different guys because different producers are going to have different access and different audiences. We're going to listen to it and say, okay, he can rap lyrically, right? But he's not on beat. If he's not on beat, then that's one of the things that you really can't have, especially with guys who are really like legacy guys in this thing who can really give you the kind of music that looks like you're going to be able to need to make it to the next level on that. So we need to make sure that we're hearing you, on the beat. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to make sure that you're not using the words that are too wordy and making sure that your joints is going to stay there. Now, additionally, what's happening on this record is that even though it's only 1 minute and 53 seconds, we got to have a hook, right? So we have to find a way to define a hook on this record. And you may be new here, and I use this graphic every time that we jump into it, right? So if you pay attention to what's on the screen right now, I use a recommended song structure for folks to be able to follow, right? So this is going to basically have a 4-bar intro. It's going to go right into an 8-bar hook, right? Because you're going to grab the attention of the listener. We want to tell the story with eight bars verse, and then maybe a mini verse, right? Which is going to be a short shift to kind of make folks realize that we're getting ready to go back into a hook, and then do the hook again. Now, even if it's just one long verse, that's fine, but it should be sandwiched between 2 hooks, right? We have to make sure that we're creating the hooks because for us now on our side, we're going to be listening to that to see how good a songwriter you are, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it has to go beyond the lyrics because the lyrics will get you in the game, but it won't keep you in the game. You follow? What's going to keep us in the game is going to be the way you write your songs and how good your song structure is. That's what's going to keep you here very, very long in this business is the folks who know how to write these songs and know how to turn, little things into big hooks, right? That's really the thing. Like, that's what we're really looking for, trying to make sure folks understand that. So for the most part, I think that this mix isn't even too bad when I'm listening to it, in terms of where your vocal is. You know what I'm saying? So, your vocal I feel is, pretty is standing out on the track so we can hear you audibly. Nick, what's up? Kaz, what's up? Right? And I think these things are important to also be able to hear you audibly, right? And to make sure that we can listen to it. So you don't have that issue here. It's just that timing and then us not having a hook. You know what I'm saying? Like the timing of the record now kind of, it's a little bit, at first I'm like, okay, he's a little bit behind, but as we started to get further and further into the track, then it started to fall off even more. So I want you to make sure that you're paying attention to that. Oh yeah, man, we're here, man. This is the whole thing about this stream, man. The stream is about really, it's like if I'm in the room with you, say for example you're doing your record and I'm in the room with you, I would say, yo, bro, you spitting it the right way. Let's make sure that we can kind of stay on the timing. And sometimes what happens is the engineers are supposed to kind of help you with that too. Like, yo, make sure that I'm on the timing. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like I'm not, if the engineer hears me kind of falling off the beat, sometimes he could sometimes chop joints that he could slide you a little bit, pause, and kind of get you to stay a little bit more into the pocket. Like we used to do that for some artists in some cases too, where we used to say, yo, he's not really in the pocket. Let's nudge him a little bit, right? So we used to kind of use the Pro Tools, nudge him a little bit, But for the most part, that's not something that you can do throughout an entire record, right? That starts to become real tedious, and having to chop individual words and start moving things around to make it stay on But it's not something that we have not done in the past to make sure that folks is on point. You know what I'm saying? But then what happens is that doesn't help you to when you're going to go perform it live in real time. So when you go to perform it in real time, if you're still in your mind thinking that if you're still rapping behind or before the beat, it still puts you at a disadvantage. So it's something that we want to make sure that you're able to learn. You know what I'm saying? So that you can kind of hear yourself and be like, all right, I'm a little bit before the beat, or I'm a little bit after the beat, so that you can kind of really get into that. You know what I'm saying? But I'd like to hear more music, man, if you had a chance. I appreciate you for submitting this joint. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. That was Wise Man by Classified Records, man. Shout out to those guys jumping in. You know what I'm saying? He just skipped the line, you know what I'm saying? Take a little listen to whatever. This record is this. This is called Budget, Young is the World. Did I listen to this already? I did. I just did that yesterday. This is what's that? Is that F near? Peaky? I don't know what this is. We're gonna take a listen to it.
I don't care how good you are, I don't care how talented you are, I don't care how much you work on yourself. There are some times when things aren't going to go right.
What's happened? The unexpected.
Și nu dau pentru nimeni, dar pentru mine urc nivele, urc la înălțime. Nu mai stau cu share, nu mai las să profite de mine. Am pierdut prea mult să nu-mi dau seama ce aveți în minte. Și nu dau pentru nimeni, dar pentru mine urc nivele, urc la înălțime. Nu mai stau cu share, nu mai las să profite de mine. Am pierdut prea mult să nu-mi dau seama ce aveți în minte. Și tot ce spun acum o dau pe strofă, tot o feste, cinge beat-ul iese fum. Dar de comară cum o trăfăm, ia banii fă naveta veste pe drum. Throw it back, yeah, she wanna fuck. Pot să am și 10.000, but it's not enough. M-am săturat de te plăte ce vor monetar. Nu zic de pizde, zic de pizde ce se dă bărbați. Late night, late drive, combina destul. Nu mă vând, n-ai cum să mă cumperi, nu. Adu tot ce ai, fum sau bum bum. Ne vorbim mai ori, orice am de zis, o știi și tu. Vezi că-și rupe narea nefte, rău de la butoane nefte. Ce fumează nu e ieftin și ce-mi zicea ta-i neste. Vreau un nice feeling când e fine. Ale voastre îmi fac paravan. Are fața aia de Barbie. Icy, side bitch, am icy, e fantastic.
There are times with anything that can.
Yeah, shout out to Peaky for this one, man. I know it's in a different language, man. And when we're listening to it, shout out to Stone Cold. It's like, yeah, we're listening to it, and it's hard for us to hear where the hook is at. We don't really hear it. You know what I'm saying? And I think this kind of goes beyond the language, man. You know what I'm saying? Because even in records in different languages, we're able to kind of hear guys, with hooks and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But in this case, I'm not really hearing the hook, man, and that can be a little bit of an issue. But it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? We're currently at 1,911 submissions on this session. You know what I'm saying? We've had 1,900 submissions since we've started this series of music review series. Tonight is a night of boxing, so I'm not really trying to be on here like too crazy and too late. You know what I mean? I did want to listen to a few joints while I'm here, and then also give a little bit of feedback for a lot of folks. I had put out some stuff about the new YouTube changes. I'm hoping guys are paying attention to that, especially on the music side. Guys got to really get busy, man, to see if you can get into that 4,000 watch hours and get into that monetization program before it doubles up on everybody. So, my advice to guys is, if you are some of the guys that are in my groups that are live streaming, I know some of you guys are live streaming exclusively on TikTok. I would suggest that you multi-stream to YouTube. And multi-streaming and live streaming to YouTube will help you to get to that watch time hours a whole lot faster. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, whatever you're doing in the live stream helps toward the watch time. And a lot of times when we're doing the live stream, if we're building something, Say for example, you're saying you're making a beat, or if you're, kind of working through a process, what I'm saying? People tend to watch that a little bit longer than just posting the finished beat or something like that. And then remember, you can still take segments of the live stream and you can still cut that into shorts and drive traffic to the live stream again. You know what I'm saying? And then in another case, also, you can actually take all of your live streams and you can put those into playlists, and that'll also help to drive up more watch time for your joints, because once you kind of have episodic joints, then that also helps as well. But you got until February, you know what I'm saying? Guys got to get it together and determine whether or not they want to have that YouTube monetization going, because I think what's going to happen is once we get to that situation where it goes to 8,000 watch hours, the people that are grandfathered in and the people that YouTube has determined to say, okay, these are the creators that are serious about what they're doing, I think they're going to open up the floodgates. And I think they're going after, they're going to kind of crush Netflix, because they're starting to pay creators to stay away from Netflix. So I'm seeing a lot of things that are changing. Folks got to make sure that they're, in a position to win. And remember too, right? You guys should be turning all of your music into video content, right? So if you're a producer and you need to turn your videos into your music into video content, you should be putting thumbnails on your joints, turning those into visualizers and stuff like that. And I shared a tool that I'm using inside of the group. So it's in that article that we put for the YouTube articles called beatbundle.app. Make sure you check it out. We use that to make very fast covers. We use it to add in our metadata, and then we use it to also do our descriptions, our tags. It helps us to do all of that stuff instantly. It makes it super fast. You know what I'm saying? So you can basically take your beat, drop your beat in the joint. It'll give you a cover. It'll give you a cover. You can add a contract. You can do so much stuff with that joint. It's crazy. It'll give you your metadata, give you your descriptions. It'll tell you the tune, the pitch. You can put everything straight into YouTube one time, copy, paste. And listen, every beat that you put on YouTube or every song that you put on YouTube has a chance of being discovered. And anything that's over 3 minutes, of course, would count toward your watch time. So you definitely want to make sure that you're doing that. Put in, full beats out there if you need to. Just make sure you tag them. And yeah, man, we gotta try to monetize it on every level that you can if you're out here trying to do what you do. Shout out to everybody jumping into the live. We're just sharing some strategies, right? This is called Trillium Funk by Ludini. Let's listen to this. This way, yes, you can. This is a beat right here. Shout out to Ludini on this, man. This has the makings of a real banger, man. Definitely has the makings of a real banger, man. Just remember what I'm telling guys, man. I'm just telling guys, like in all scenarios, just pay attention to y'all arrangements. For all my beat makers out there, I feel like the mix could be it's a little bit overloading. The mix could be slightly better, but for the most part, just make sure that you're paying attention to your arrangements. You know what I'm saying? Small intros, hooks, verses, break it down. Let's not try to make the beat do too many things, doing too much things. Like you're not gonna win any awards here with that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not the way to make sure that this record's gonna get pitched and get added to folks' joints, because it's doing too much. You will be surprised by how many artists basically do not take beats from you because you did too much. It's too much for them. You know what I'm saying? These guys they're not the songwriters that they used to be. They're not the lyricists that they used to be, right? These guys they get intimidated by records that have too many changes, that have too much going on, that has too much instrumentation. Like these guys are afraid of this shit. So I'm just giving y'all just a heads up. Like while it feels good to share it with other producers because we're listening to it like from a technical standpoint, like damn, how did you do this, that, and the third? From an aspect of wanting to sell your music, it gets really difficult because folks can't appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Folks can't appreciate what it took for you to do that. You know what I'm saying? Folks can't appreciate the type of technical mind that you would have to sequence and make a record like that and to arrange it in such a fashion. You know what I'm saying? So I just want guys to understand, like, less in some cases is going to be more. We want to basically lay down just the idea of what it'll take for a guy to jump on your record and have space to rap and or sing, right? Shout out to everybody jumping into the live. If you haven't already jumped on SoundSurge, make sure you're jumping on SoundSurge. This is a new music discovery platform for independent artists and producers, man. There is a producer chart here, but the music just has to be released. Right, so if your music is, say, on Spotify or something like that, if you're a producer, etc., these records can be submitted here to people to listen to, because it will have a chart now for the top 100 beats or the top 20 beats or whatever that looks like, and it'll give a place for people to kind of discover and find folks, be able to share folks, and support you. Right here, I think it has a gifting system of 85-15. Meaning that you'll retain almost 85% of anything that anybody gives you on this platform. I think this is very important to support independent artists. I think it's very important for people to discover independent artists here. Make sure you're jumping in on that. If you're a person that likes to do what I'm doing, which is, listen and do reviews, you could also join SoundSurge as a curator, and you could also be, hosting your own lives and or music reviews. And listening to people's music, man. Like, this is a big thing of, this is what's helping independent artists and music discovery right now, man. Like, it's really driving it. So I'm hoping that folks are able to listen and make sure that they're able to find these things and see what it is. Has the fight started yet? I want to make sure that we haven't had the fight start yet. Shout out to everybody jumping into the live, because I got to see what's going to happen with Rolly Romero tonight. I got a weird feeling that he's gonna do an upset, kind of like how he did Ryan Garcia. I got a weird feeling that he's gonna, because he knows these guys from sparring. I think this is part of the reason. It's like bad matchups. It's kind of like when we saw Haney versus Ryan. It's like we didn't think that Ryan was gonna do it, but it's like they have a history. So because they have history, I think these guys know how to fight each other. So I don't think T.O.'s gonna win. Even though I like T.O. personally, I don't think that's going to be the case tonight. I think that I think his confidence is broken from the Shakur fight. But shout out to everybody jumping into the live. We're going just to this next joint that's called On My Mind by LOL Glow. Let's take a listen to it. Is it still here? Yeah, let's go.
I'ma just do it right, y'all just do it right. She been feeling traumatized. Buy her ring, I'ma make her my wife. Don't fuck, baby, you gon' have to tell me you're right. Don't really can stay for the night. A nigga like me gon' treat you right. Now should I stop and get high as the kite? Cause you been on my mind. Cause you been on my mind. I'ma just call you my babe. On my mind like every day. Can you just pick up your line? You been on my mind. I just wanna make you mine. Get in the cash, get in the green, you do that on me.
Yeah, this is overloading, right, folks? Y'all hear it like it's really over, but at the same time, you also hear that it's behind the beat. This is one of those things where sometimes folks will have the right voice, they'll have the right cadence, and even sometimes have the right melody. But the issue that they'll have is that the timing is bad, right? Yeah, like like the timing is bad. Like you'll be trying to drop your vocal performance, and it'll be behind the beat. And this is terrible for a lot of folks. Folks don't realize that this is the main reason why songs go good and don't go far. Is that it's the flow, man? People like that it's flowing and that it's really hitting the situation. So the music is doing what it got to do, but now your vocal performance is it's not in the pocket where it needs to be. If we get that vocal performance in the pocket, on the beat, on this joint, like it can really have a lot of potential, right? It's like because it just has those things there. Darth, what up, man? Techie Thompson, what's up, man?
Cause you do not know me.
Juice Way, man, thanks for
Getting that pussy for free while you pay. Going to the side, bitch, I don't wait. By myself, I don't need no friends. Fight on the spot like I'm shooting with sin. I don't miss you, looking at my face. She just wanna kiss. Okay, I'm just running up the bag. They say I'm a fail, you know.
You know what I'm saying? So like it's like you can hear it, man. Like, and a lot of times when I'm listening to this stuff, I'm like, yo, I can hear the tone, I can hear the vocal ability, I can hear it, and I'm saying, okay, this could really appeal to a younger audience. It just has to have that timing, man. It has to have that timing where it needs to be like really in the pocket. Like that goes very far, man. Because remember, these kids want to dance to it. You know what I'm saying? And you're kind of creating a situation where your music is doing one thing, your vocals is doing a different thing. It confuses the listener. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live, man. This is really part of the learning process. Darth got smoked, man. Thanks for joining. Like what we're doing in here, man, is we're really listening to people's joints, and we're really trying to get folks to understand, what it's really going to take to move the needle for yourselves. So shout out to everybody jumping into the live. Like I said, tonight is fight night. Folks is listening, watching a bunch of fights. Brand risk. Did Larry Wheels fight yet? Did anybody know yet if you fought already? I have a weird feeling that he's going to get knocked out, and that's going to look crazy on the internet. You know what I mean? So I really hope that he's getting paid a really big bag to do that. Shout out to everybody jumping into the live, man. But there's also, isn't Brand risk on tonight as well? I thought they were on as well. Let's listen to this joint called Change by Brand My Name. Three, 2, 1, start the beat. There it goes right there. Yes, Darth, we do. The intro too long. It definitely, like, this joint got a decent vibe to it. Like, it got a nice hit to it. And listen, I understand guys making sure, like, like how you got the joint kind of slipping the timing a little bit, right? Some guys like to humanize the timing and kind of make it do what it do, like kind of like a sort of like a Jay Dilla thing sometimes. You know what I mean? Trying to make it a little bit, feel a little humanized in terms of the timing of the beat. I would just tell them to tighten that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's while I think it's okay for it to have that slight, like, slip of the metronome a little bit. I think what happens is that if it's too much off, then it's gonna disturb the flow of any rappers that trying to get onto it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think we have to try to find that fine. We have to find that fine line in between having it kind of feel like it's off timing without it feel like it's really off timing. Does that make sense? So it's like you kind of want to make sure that you're when you're doing it in a controlled type of way and not making it just kind of drift all the way out throughout the track, you know? And then at the same time, the intro, like I said, maybe a little longer than it needs to be. We could have started the beat slightly earlier. I think that would have helped to kind of get us into this record. And then also, again, like we say, man, make sure we're following the song structure, man. You know, jumping in with a 4-bar intro, jumping in right in with the beat hook, and then jumping in with the verse, a little bit of mini bridge, a little mini verse, and then back to the hook again. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the song structure that I think works for a lot of guys. You know, this is what we use. This is how we get a lot of our music to get placed. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this is in my opinion is what's effective. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and you know, more music to come, more tracks coming out real fast, real soon. $1 Million Baby 4 next month, it appears. You know, according to Max B on the Jason Lee interview, that's what he's saying. So, you know, that's why I can only go by what he tells me, right? Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. For folks who are asking if I'm listening to Beatz as well, yes, we're all listening to Beatz. If you haven't joined our producer community, make sure you're jumping into our producer community, right? That's the Future Producer Society, school.com. If you haven't already jumped into that, make sure you're jumping in. For my folks that said it failed. CZ, it said it failed. 401. I'm not sure what that is. You want to try to put it in on the Nero side? You can try that there as well. See if that works. I got songs over there in the queue, so I don't know what's happening on it. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. I don't know what that's about. That's weird. We're going to jump into the next joint here. Remember when Tyler Jarrett's Spider-Man Beyond. This is a concept track that he made for the upcoming Spider-Man Beyond. Hold on one second. What's going on with this one? Anyhow, let's take a listen to it. that's this is pretty interesting for what it is. I think that we could probably get it a little bit, better in terms of the mix, but I do feel like it has a decent kind of for what he said it is, as far as it being a concept, right? You know what I mean? I just feel like maybe got to probably get a little bit of a better mix on it so that it doesn't sound like so distorted. And then also, even with some of the singing, man, when we, I would encourage guys, man, to, make sure that we're using auto-tune, etc., to kind of make sure that we're doing, making that stuff sound like a little bit better. If that's not the case, then of course we can always use apparatus like Suno or Udio to kind of get it to do what it got to do. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. Did I listen to this already? I sure did. Shout out to everybody jumping into the live. This is Nino Don, Out of Sight, Out of Mind. He said he's out of Memphis. He just submitted his joint through a skip. What's going on with this? Oh. Shout out to everybody jumping into the live.
Thank God when I have you.
Is it me? Am I the problem? Is it me? Am I the problem? I barely know myself. Sipping on that lean cup, darker than some Welch. All alone on this road, out of sight, out of mind. With my mind on that money and that money on my shit. Mixing Zara with designer, you know how I'm stunned. Ashes falling on my jeans, always up to something. I'm a lover, I'm a giver, even when I'm sinning. Ice spaghetti around my name, she know I'm that tipper. Every line I drop is crack, I might OD, nigga. Don Juan at his finest, you don't know me, nigga. Went out my way, showed them love, they still did me dirty. I called your phone, you didn't answer, that shit still hurting. I'm reminiscing daily, hoping that it's you that saved me. Lord knows that I couldn't let you have my baby. She said I played cause I never hit her with a rubber. So now I have a broken home, damn I'm sorry mama. Life's a bitch, gotta play it like a card of spades. Different type of nigga, powder rims on a Chevrolet. Lately I've been out the way, I've been hella blessed. Why stress when I know that God isn't done yet? In a different bracket, Don Juan, now he owing taxes. That's the flex, nigga, all them other niggas out here capped. They ain't checking in for real, they only checking in for favors. Said you love me, tell me how, and all I ever did was play. Is it me, am I the problem? I barely know myself. Sipping on that lean cup, darker than some Welch. All alone on this road, out of sight, out of mind. With my mind on that money and that money on my mind. Is it me, am I the problem? I barely know myself. Sipping on that lean cup, darker than some Welch. All alone on this road, out of sight, out of mind. With my mind on that money and my money on my mind. Out of sight, out of sipping, am I the problem? And that money, with my mind on that money and that money on my mind. Is it me, am I the problem? I barely know myself. Sipping on that lean cup, darker than some Welch. All alone on this road, out of sight, out of mind. With my mind on that money and my money on my mind. Sipping on that, what did was play. Is it me, am I the problem? I barely know myself. Sipping on that lean cup, darker than some Welch. All alone on this road, out of sight, out of mind. With my mind on that money and that money on my mind. Is it me, am I the problem? I barely know myself. Sipping on that lean cup, darker than some Welch. All alone on this road, out of sight, out of mind. With my mind on that money and my money on my mind.
Yo, I think this is a good hook you got here, bro.
Is it me, am I the problem?
Thank God when I
So yo, you know how you had the vocal sample right here? This should have gone throughout the hook.
Is it me? Am I the problem? Barely know myself. Sipping on that lean cup, darker than some Welch. All alone on this road, out of sight, out of mind. With my mind on that money and that money on my mind. Mixing Zara with design.
Right. So this is another thing too, right? Like the whole hook should be here, not just one time.
Is it me? Am I the problem?
See, like how you tease it right here? We should have just started the hook, went straight.
Is it me? Am I the problem? Barely know myself. Sipping on.
And I would have probably liked you to put up maybe a few doubles on that a little bit, and maybe a little bit of ad libs on it, because it's a laid back hook, but it's like just to kind of make it stand out from the rest of the record. Yo, but not for nothing, man. This is a decent sounding joint that you got here. This is Nino Don, man. Out of sight, out of mind. I feel like this is a really laid back track, and it got good instrumentation in terms of the beat.
Mixing Zara with designer, you know how I'm stunned. Ashes falling on my jeans, always up to something. I'm a lover, I'm a giver, even when I'm sinning. Ice spaghetti around my name, she know I'm that tipper.
And I feel like you could be slightly louder on
Every line I drop
this vocalist.
is crack, I might OD, nigga. Don Juan at his finest, you don't know me, nigga. Went out my way, showed them love, they still did me dirty. I called your phone, you didn't answer, that shit still hurting. I'm reminiscing daily, hoping that it's you that saved me. Lord knows that I couldn't
And just watch your timing.
let you have my baby. She said I played cause I never hit her with a rubber. So now I have a broken home, damn I'm sorry mama. Life's a bitch.
Right there.
Gotta play it like a card of spades. Different type of nigga, powder rims on.
Right here, we should have came back in with the hook. We should. This is going into 16 bars. We don't need that.
Bitch, gotta play it like a card of spades. Different type of nigga, powder rims on the Chevrolet. Lately I've been.
And then we should ride that. See, like how you got that vocal sample in that? That should be that you should be riding that through your hook. That vocal sample makes that joint extra pretty, man. Shoots it through the moon.
Out the way, I've been hella blessed. Why stress when I know that God isn't done yet? In a different bracket, Don Juan, now he owing taxes. That's the flex, nigga. All them other niggas out here capped. They ain't checking in for real, they only checking in for favors. Said you love me, tell me how, and all I ever did was play. Is it me? Am I the problem? I barely know myself. Sipping on that lame cup, darker than some Welch. All alone on this road, out of sight, out of mind. With my mind on that money and that money on my mind. Is it me? Am I the
But y'all see what I'm talking about when I say, yo, man, push that vocal sample on it. Man, that joint would have been out of here like that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Nino Don on this one, man. How is the weather in Atlanta? Gonna be hot as shit. Shout out to Ashkin, man. It's gonna be hot as shit, man. It's hot now. It's gonna be hot as shit. Mr. Don Juan, what up, man? Shout out to everybody jumping into the live stream. Listen, Nino Don, that's you here? So, like, yeah, man. Like, I feel like this record is kind of dope, man. Just a few little tweaks on this thing, and yeah, it's a few tweaks on it, dog. Like it's not like like how I'm listening to certain joints, man. I'm listening to it because it's the flow. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of watch your flow a little bit. Make sure that you're on the timing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the main thing, man. It's like once you kind of hit that pocket, because it's like kind of like a Larry June type feel too, right? You know what I'm saying? So, like, shout out to Larry June, man. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be on $1 Million Baby 4, man. Shout out to that. Max B, Larry June. Don't say I ain't tell you, right? So, so what I'm saying in a nutshell is, when you listening to a joint like this that kind of got that Larry June feel, that kind of got that Spitter Andretti feel, right? Yo, just watch your timing. Make sure that you're on the beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is paramount. You know what I'm saying? Because you're saying that slick shit. You're saying that you know what I'm saying, that ride type shit. Like, we want to make sure that we're just on the timing. You know what I'm saying? And wherever we can use vocal samples and stuff like that have that are in tune, that can help to carry a hook, we always make sure you tell the engineer, take this part that has a chick in it, make sure that it falls where I'm not supposed to be on the hook. And, have that along with a little bit of doubles, a little bit of ad libs on that hook to kind of make it stand out from the verse a little bit more. I think the effect works, right? That little phone effect on it, I think that works to a degree. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll be good right there, bro. You know what I'm saying? And start pushing it on socials, man. After you make those tweaks, man, start pushing it on socials and start seeing how people respond to it. You follow? Like, you know, just take little pieces of it, 7 seconds, 15 seconds, 25 seconds, 20 seconds. Just do different things to it. Show you driving in the whip. Show you, washing your car. Out with your bitch. You know what I mean? Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? Like, just different things. You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of see how people respond to, the music tied to real life things. I think we've gotten away from that. Like, guys are not taking their music. And they're not showing how the music can like inspire real life. You follow? Like if you ever think about some of your most iconic, sometimes rap records, like Gin and Juice, you listen to stuff like that and you see Snoop basically showing you, hey, Gin and Juice was supposed to be a house party, right? She's showing you, like, he's literally programming you how to consume this record, right? Same thing if you're listening to, like, maybe Tupac, I Get Around. Like, they're having a house party. Like, they're showing folks how I want you to use my record. Same thing with, like, Biggie, old Biggie stuff, right? Big Papa showing you that it got to be in the club. It's showing you how to consume the music. And I think a lot of us have gotten away from that, right? It's like, yo, like, it's marketing, it's branding. It's like, show us how we should be using your song. Is this a driving song? Should I be driving to it? I'm rolling in my 6'4", right? Shout out to everybody at, yeah, man. Like, we gotta kind of create the vibe, Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live, man. We got another skip here. Oh, shout out to Odessa, man, in the building, man. What's up, man? Love Made. This one is unfinished. As always, produced, mixed, and performed by me. All right. Shout out to my man Odessa on this one, man.
You made my ex bitch look better than you. I broke so bad, so I know it through. But I'll make it through. I'll be better than before and forget you. You made my ex bitch look better than you. Girl, you should know it's true. Find out from your best.
Hold on, you jump right into it, man. The beat didn't even breathe. Hold on a second.
You made my ex bitch look better than you. I broke so bad, so I know it through. But I'll make it through. I'll be better than before and forget you. You made my ex bitch look better than you. Girl, you should know it's true. Found out from your bestie, I was half a T. So don't you ever hit me up like we're cool. And I'm ashamed. Yeah. Ooh, forever loving you like I do. And I'm ashamed. Forever loving you like I do. Wasting my time, wasting my money on you. Wasting my time with love on you. Wasting my time, wasting my money on you. Money on you. Wasting my time, wasting my money on you. Wasting my time with love on you. Wasting my time, wasting my money on you. Money on you. I trashed the life that I had. I'll leave you behind. That's what you want. You won't be in my heart. I trashed the life that I had. I'll leave you behind. That's what you want. And gladly, truthfully, you don't deserve to be around me. I'm too pretty to let it slide. Sleeping pretty good on my side of the bed. After fucking these bitches on your side. You made my ex bitch look better than you. I broke so bad, so I know it through. But I'll make it through. I'll be better than before and forget you. You made my ex bitch look better than you. Girl, you should know it's true. Found out from your bestie, I was half a T. So don't you ever hit me up like we're cool. Yeah, and I'm ashamed.
You know what it is, Richie? It's like that part of the record is because it has a certain type of messaging that I know that that's why he's riding with that in that particular part of the record. But this part of the record, when he says I'm ashamed, this part of the record is fucking gold. This is gold.
And I'm ashamed. Forever loving you like I do.
This whole part right here is fucking gold.
And I'm ashamed.
So I know he's trying to make the other part kind of go with it, but it kind of doesn't go in terms of, like you're saying, in terms of the way that it's being vocally delivered. Like it's kind of like it's there like lyrically, you know what I'm saying, but melodically it's not, like, you know what I'm saying, it's not in pocket like how the rest of this shit is going. This shit right here, this shit fire right there, you know what I'm saying?
A person like you, I'd rather be alone. A liar like you, I want you alone.
And it's like, see how he's flowing right here? This is gold.
Don't cry your eyes out. Make it make sense now. A person like you, I'd rather be alone. A liar like you, I want you alone. Cry your...
Like, this is the cadence that it needs to be on, right? So if you're doing anything vocally in terms of the verses, this is the cadence where it is. That other portion of it that we have, it's not the right cadence to me.
Eyes out, unless you're with me now. I hold you in my arms and wipe your tears off myself. Loving you is what I was made for. You got your reasons to hate me, I got my reasons to hate you. But maybe we're just misunderstood. But I'm ashamed. Forever loving you like I do. And I'm ashamed. Tears off myself. Loving you is what I was made for. I'd hold you in my arms and wipe your tears off myself. Loving you is what I was made for. Loving you is what I was made
for. Shout out to my man, I saw Odessa, man. Yo, you, I don't know if you, you know, if you see where I'm coming from with this right here, right? It's like this thing is like 85% there. You know what I'm saying? Like there are portions of this thing that really are going, right? And then there's other portions of it that's kind of like, right? So of course, the way this beat is going, we got to give it at least a 4-bar breathe, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to get folks to know that this shit about to pop off. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit of an intro. You know what I'm saying? Like no more than really 4 bars. You know what I mean? So
you made my ex bitch look better than you. I broke so bad, so I know it through. But I'll make it through. I'll be better than before and forget you. You made my ex bitch look better than you.
I think this part doesn't really work well.
Girl, you should know it's true. Found out from your bestie, I was 70. So don't you ever hit me up like we're cool. And I'm ashamed. Yeah. Ooh, forever loving you like I do.
Gotcha.
And I'm ashamed.
So basically it's a connecting record. Okay. That makes sense.
Forever loving you.
But remember, you have to make it so that it stands alone. So you have to find a way for it to go into this record. Even though they're connected, it still has to kind of make sure that it stands out on its own. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that thing that we're doing, like we're connecting records like an album and shit. Like that's, you know, that right there is, to me, in 2026 a no-no. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you're making them connect, it still needs to be independent of that connection, right? So it still can work, but you just have to make it so that it's seamless in a way where if we didn't hear the previous record, we would have no idea that it was connected. You follow? And then when we do hear it all together, it's like, oh shit, that was dope. You know what I mean? So you gotta kind of go on that type of way. And I remember what's happening here is like you got a lot of things here that are repeating over and over again. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to create different segments in the song that are competing for the hook. You have to determine what that hook is going to be. You follow? Like, so right now you got a bunch of things. Like you kind of got like 3 different hooks going on in this thing, right? So we don't want to waste good hooks, right? that's the first thing. But the second thing is like you don't want to make it so that it's like, you know, that it's not something that's defining the song. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to make sure that we're picking one of these phrases or one of these things that we're repeating that's going to define the record all the way through. You know what I mean? So when you say I'm ashamed, you know, like you know, and then at the end of the part now, that's a whole nother hook again at the end that you did. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So, again, we have to kind of figure out what it's going to be. Because this last part of the hook is good, too. This last one is good. The love me.
And I'm ashamed. I held you in my arms and wipe your tears off myself. Loving you is what I was made for. I held you in my arms.
So like loving you is what I was made for. Like that's dope too, right? But we have to find a way to make them work together, right? So let's say for example, we did the loving you was what I was made for, and we made that into the mini verse or the mini bridge, and then go back into the hook. Well, I'm ashamed. Right? So you can actually have those parts of the record repeating itself because it's building up to the hook. You know what I'm saying? So it could be that. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to play with it and have to just kind of, you see where I'm going with it? Like you kind of got to play with it to see if we can use those areas to kind of build up the story for everything else. You know what I'm saying? Outside of these first parts that we were talking about, I feel like kind of don't necessarily work. Everything else to me, I think it's
I charged the light that I had. I'll leave you behind. That's what you want. And gladly, truthfully, you don't deserve to be around me. I'm too pretty to let it slide. Sleeping pretty good on my side of the bed. After fucking these bitches on your side.
You sliding on it right there, dog, and that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, and also when you sliding like this, like this really shows your skill, right? This shows your singing skill. This shows your vocal versatility. This shows you how you're able your breath control. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if you're able to demonstrate that, you know, more, I would always try to see if we can get those in on those verses to show folks that you know how to slide on this motherfucker, right? And really kind of, like, this is really where we kind of show folks and showcase, like, how dope you are, like, vocally, right? You know what I'm saying? How dope you are lyrically. Like, that's one of the things that we want to make sure they're standing out. You know what I'm saying? So like sliding on this thing, like you sliding right here, so it's dope.
You made my ex bitch look better than you. I broke so bad, so I never through. Bet I'll make it through. I'll be better than before and forget you. You made my ex bitch look better than you. And girl, you should know it's true. Found out from your bestie, I was half a T. So don't you ever hit me up like we're cool. Yeah, and I'm ashamed. Forever having you like I did.
Hard, bro.
And I'm ashamed, forever loving you like I did.
Go.
And I'm ashamed. A person like you, I'd rather be alone. A liar like you, I want you alone. Grind.
And now that I'm thinking about it lyrically, right? I'm ashamed for really wasting my money on you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's cold. like that's some cold shit. Like, yo, I'm ashamed for really wasting my money on you, bro. Like, damn, chick, I really wasted my money and my time on you, man. I'm ashamed, man. I feel like a sucker. You know what I mean? That's kind of like that's kind of like when you be going to them other places outside of the United States and you be like, damn, I'm ashamed for wasting. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody in the live, dog.
Make it make sense now.
You know what I'm saying?
A person like you, I'd rather be alone. A liar like you, I want you alone. Crying your eyes out, unless you're with me
Fuck with
now.
it though. Let's go.
I'd hold you in my arms and wipe your tears off myself. Loving you is what I was made for. You got your reasons to hate me, I got my reasons to hate you. But maybe we're just misunderstood. But I'm ashamed. Forever loving you like I did.
Yeah, dog. I feel your pain in this one, bro. I feel your pain in there, man. Listen, we all get caught out there, man. You know, we all find ourselves putting our effort into somebody who truly didn't deserve it and was for the streets. Shout out to Odessa for making sure that he was making sure that he is addressing all the fellas out here who are ashamed for loving these chicks or loving a chick that really didn't deserve it and was really for the streets. And we thought that we were able to save it and we just couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Everybody got one, man. When you tried, man. I tried, bro, but it just wasn't it. And now I'm ashamed. Forever loving you like I did. Go ahead.
I'm ashamed.
You got one.
Forever loving you like I did. Wasting my time, wasting my money on you. Wasting my time and love on you. Wasting my time, wasting my money on you. Wasting my time, wasting my money on you. I'm ashamed. Wasting my time, wasting my money on you. Money on you. And I'm ashamed.
Yo, what you use to produce this?
And I'm ashamed. Forever loving you like I did. I'd hold you in my arms and wipe your tears off myself. Loving you is what I was made for. I'd hold you in my arms and wipe your tears off myself.
So I mean, like since you've been popping into my joints, man, like what has been the feedback for some of the records that you've been changing in your circle? How folks have been responding? Like that's what I'm interested in. I'm interested in some of the things that you know, because you've been submitting music and we've been making these changes in real time. And we've been talking about different things that we can be trying and implementing and fixing certain records and getting things done. And you know, I know I'm doing it from the live stream side of it and not necessarily inside of the room with you, but we're trying to kind of, you know, I'm just grateful that you're open to the feedback and that you're flexible enough to understand, like, yo, let me try it. You know what I'm saying? Let me see how it feels. But the greater thing that I'm interested in is I'm interested in seeing how it's feeling, one, with you when you're playing it cohesively for the whole project, and then also what's your circle feeling like it when you're playing it for your folks and the folks that you typically do the litmus test with. You know what I mean? Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to make sure that that what the things that you're doing is that you're kind of understanding where I'm coming from, and also making sure that you're getting that response that you need to get. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of it's I don't want it to be in vain where we're making changes and the people ain't responding to it. Like if the people is responding to it, then we doing the right things. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the ultimate litmus test, right? So a lot of times I'm going to have some feedback from a technical standpoint that I may have, but at the same time we want to make sure that it's working with your core, your constituency, your fan base. You know what I'm saying? If those things start to work there and you start to hear people say, yo, I like this shit, like this better, then we're making the right decisions, and this is really the play. Because what we're really looking to do, man, is we're trying to make sure that by the time people start to really hear this shit, they're going to be like, yo, it sound like this guy, but it don't feel like this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're doing your own thing, man. I love it for what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you sharing it with me and, getting me involved in this thing, man. Most people appreciated it. Man, I appreciate you, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that love. You know, I'm just here. I'm here, man. Like this is part of the reason why I'm even doing what I'm doing, really, man. It's because I feel like a lot of the things that have happened with music in the last 10 years, I really think it's our fault. And we say our fault, meaning like the folks who have been here long enough to know what it really takes. We sat quiet and we let a lot of things just slide. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think we shouldn't have did that. I think because guys was making money or because guys knew how to bot and kind of trick the system to get bread, I think we kind of took that like, oh, they know what they doing because they making money. And that really wasn't what was happening, man. Like, it wasn't that these guys knew what they were doing. They were flooding the market with things that were kind of substandard. And now it puts us in a situation where now we're struggling to get back into the top 40. Now it's kind of like if we don't have Drake, then nothing works. You know what I'm saying? Like Drake is literally carrying the joint on his back is because we didn't put enough pressure to these guys to really deliver and get their skills up. He's the only one that really studied and really made sure that his shit was as good as it needed to be. And everybody else, we kind of keep letting them slide. You know, we never call them out. When it's mid, we don't say it's mid. Or when it's mumble rap, we didn't say it was mumble. But we didn't say it. We didn't verbalize it, and we didn't try to get them to do better, you know, based on our experience in this music business. And I think that is part of the reason why music declined in the way that it did. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to right that wrong and trying to say, okay, let me help the folks who really want the help, and let's try to get folks to the place that can get them where they need to go. I think that is probably the most important thing for me right now. It's like, yo, getting people to learn this joint, man. He said, bro, did his dollar. Yo, man, Darth, man, you got to make sure if you got something, man, make sure you're jumping in. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. I'm about to hop over here, man. I want to make sure I don't miss this fight, man. I wanted to be in on here a lot longer than I thought I was going to be on tonight. My man Odessa got me on the record and got me just vibing out. So shout out to him, man, for shooting joints in, man. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. I'm about to call it a night so I can watch whatever fight that I might have missed and see whoever got knocked out tonight. You know, on the brand risk side. You know, we'll see what it is. Shout out to everybody that's jumping in. And I'm going to take y'all out of here, man, with this, with this Odessa right here, man, you know. Love made.
It's lies, sleeping pretty good on my side of the bed. After fucking these bitches on your side. You made my ex bitch look better than you. Heart broke so bad, so I never through. But I'll make it through. I'll be better than before and forget you. You made my ex bitch look better than you. And girl, you should know it's true. Found out from your bestie, I was half a T. So don't you ever hit me up like we're cool. Yeah, and I'ma share